What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. What? Sorry, I was confused. I thought this said 2 hours, and I was like, that's a long meal benefit. Anyway, I'm here at the Arcanists Guild in Limsa Lamenta Lower Decks, taking a quick break from the main story since the main story we're at a level 7 quest, and so I want to do my level 5 Arcanist quest. So let's do that by talking to the guildmaster who accept what's in the box. Acting guildmaster Thuby, I'm just gonna call her Thuby, wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanima skills. Ah, Hoodie, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my Arcanists to take meals, so ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lana Scotia, 3 wild dodos, and 3 tiny mandragoras to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for dinner. Well, it's already 9:59, so I think that option's out the window, but maybe back in time for a midnight snack. So we're Lower Lana Scotia. So we're going to... Actually, let me take a look. Seeing if there was any teleport things close there. We're going to the Tempest Gate, and we'll just have a bit of a run in front of us. Oh, look at all these wharf rats. Disgusting. So yeah, we do have a bit of a run ahead of us. So we'll just talk about life and everything. I think I've decided. I was talking about maybe fast forwarding through quests, but you know, I have a feeling that if people are watching these videos, it's coming just for some chill commentary while watching some Final Fantasy content, especially since all the quests in this game are pretty self-explanatory. So let's see, what should we talk about? So I've been reading, I've been getting into reading again. Actually, we have some wild dodos. Let's kill these. Which I hadn't done for quite some time, but now I've gotten in the habit of doing it every night before bed, which is great. It's much better than like watching YouTube videos. Although, if you're watching my YouTube videos, then watching YouTube videos is better than reading. But I still do watch YouTube videos. I just watch them after I've read, and by that point I'm like tired that I just fall asleep pretty quick. It's perfect. But anyway, yeah, I've been reading more often, and the first book that I read, I've read a few since then, but the first book that I read when I got back into reading was Don Quixote, and I really did not know anything about that book, and I have to say, it's very long. It's almost 1,000 pages, but it's very good, and it's very entertaining. It's a lot funnier than I thought it would be, that's for sure. And there have been a few quests in this game where I was like, is this, like, reference to Don Quixote? But I haven't, like, nothing has been super clear, so we'll see if we come across anything like that. But if you're looking for a good comedic book written in the 1600s, it's pretty good. Basically about a dude that is like really into reading books about knights errant, and just like he's like in his 50s, and he's kind of just this poor lean guy, and he just decides all of a sudden, well, I'm gonna be a knight, and he recruits some other random guy from his village to be his squire, and they go off on a bunch of misadventures, and yeah, it's pretty good. Gonna teleport back to Limsa Lamenta Lower Decks. We're really gonna need to get some gil flowing here soon. Although these quests are probably paying for themselves at this point. We'll start to get a lot more. I don't think, yeah, I don't really have anything to sell that's worth a ton, but we're just going to warp over to the Arcanists Guild. And turn in the quest. Actually, we're not turning it in. We're just going on to the next step, as indicated by this not being a green exclamation mark. Welcome back, Hoodie. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Maelven's Gate requires us to inspect and recover the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliff south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Zephyr Gate now. Via the Ethernet. Zephyr Gate, please. And do the dirty deed of investigating these crates that are only meant for practice, apparently. Touch, 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 touch. Ah! Tree slugs! I should have known. Every time I open a box, there's almost tree slugs in it. And Carbuncle's going nuts with his AoE, getting every single freaking enemy possible involved here. You know what? I should just ignore my time. Just get these guys off in one fell swoop. Tree slugs. They deserve some die. Hopefully I don't die. Get out of this thing. And we survived. Let's try this again. Touch, touch, touch. Touch, 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 touch. Touch, touch, touch. Speaking of reading, I am not a threat. Pray, ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. I've never heard of that word. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion, as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see. Taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to the potential combat scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though my opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Kylia, a Maelven's Gate assessor. Acting Guildmaster Thubyrgeim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail regarding your choice of arcane geometries. What factor most influences your actions during battle? I do what feels right. Aha, just as I predicted. And now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take half a percent. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did not leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Or he did leave us. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with carbuncle mastery. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thuby is waiting for you. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there is no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. Bye. What a curious character. Alright, let's head on back to Limsa. Sprint it on up. We invested some crates, we killed some tree slugs, we met a curious creature. And now we're going back to the guild. Oh boy. And probably would have been a little quicker to teleport back, but oh, look at this cool guy, Dean Dangerous. Hot stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and teleport back to the Arcanist Guild and get our rewards. Pigman. Hello, I'm here for my free stuff. Ah, Hoodie, have you returned with the cargo? Here you go. Yes, everything seems to be in order, relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I also had word from Klaya regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue her training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instruction she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Kilia carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as a foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favor and help to broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Hoodie. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Clea has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. We get a book, and we'll take this custom-made robe of casting, which is untradeable, but we're going to get rid of it pretty quick here. Oops. Let's equip it for now. Ooh, that looks better. Anyway, that does it for this quest. Thanks for watching.